wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Yeah, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, son up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty back with another one. It's Offscript. Wow. Yeah, we're doing Jackson State spring game review. I really wasn't going to do this. I really wasn't. I wasn't planning on doing it. Mama Body really is. Anybody out there in the chat, please give Mama Body a round of applause because she's the only reason I'm doing this right now. I was not going to do this at all. It did not benefit me. It didn't benefit me none whatsoever because if you had eyes, you saw what it was. So shout out to Mama Body who held me accountable. She told me to do it. So, I'm going to do it. So, man, listen, I'm going to be very clear. I don't have a baseline to judge any. And listen, this game was bad enough. Like, I don't even drink, but you see, I got it close just in case. That game was horrible. Okay. I don't care what you want to talk about. That game was absolutely horrendous. That check was bad. Really, really, really bad. Man, I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to just go through my notes. All right. I'm going to just go through my notes and I'm going to just go through my notes and we're going to go from there. All right. So Jackson State review game. All right. Listen. I don't know who Andrew Namick is, but on Twitter, he says 4-star wide receiver Robert Lockhart commits to Jackson State trying to guard Kevin Coleman, Travis Hunter. That's a defensive nightmare. It's really not. If you can't block a soul, you can't block your twos, you can't block your threes, how are you going to throw to anybody? You couldn't block me on the defensive line. So how are you supposed to block? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? You're supposed to listen. I don't give a damn how many receivers you have. I don't give a damn if you got Justin Jefferson, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. If you don't have the time to throw it, that shit is irrelevant. So I don't care how many 4 or 5-star guys you got. It's irrelevant. It really is. And if you couldn't see that in the game, I really don't know what we're talking about right now. If I'm being a whole buck right now, that just don't even make no sense. All right. That's one. That's numero uno, right? Then the other guy, I wasn't going to do it. How am I hating, right? How am I hating and I didn't want to say anything? So if I do say something, I'm hating. If I don't say something, I'm hating. Where do you guys find these fans? Okay? Where do you guys find these fans? Okay? Where? Give them back. All right? Throw them back anywhere you found them. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. Throw them back anywhere you found them. Okay. Oh my God. Listen, let me say this before I get into my notes, right? Let me say this before I get anybody on. Let me blow myself up. Anybody on here saying to me right now, oh, Scotty, we didn't have our starting line. Oh, Scotty, we didn't have our starting line. If you think listen, guys, I want you guys to understand how football works because a lot of you guys, you think you know, but you don't know. The key to anything is depth, right? If you can't tell me all 5 of your starters were out for the offensive line. You can't tell me that because I wrote their names down. So that's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. I'm calling BS, okay? I'm calling straight BS on that. All 5 of your starters were out, BS. Baloney. Okay. Now, some of the people that you have coming in were not there. I agree with that. All right. I noticed those guys. But, bro, no, even the backups suck. Even your backups suck. So that tells me you are a front-loaded team. So if your starting 5 ain't the best starting 5, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. So I'm confused. I'm so confused. So if you don't have your starting 5, it's a problem. But then your backups suck. Man, listen, bro. That offensive line was garbage. They couldn't block your twos. Even Dion was calling it out. On national television, Dion sitting there like this, fingers and all, just all like, yeah, we gonna have to get some new people. We gonna have to get some new people in here. But see, that's the thing. This is what kills me with Jackson State fans, man. Have you not noticed that the weakest part of your team is your offensive line? So that means, listen very closely. You might learn something. That means the way you're evaluating offensive line are not good. I'm going to say that again. Either the coaching is not good or the evaluation of the players you're bringing in are not good. One or the other. It has to be one or the other. It could be both. Your coaching can suck and your evaluation of offensive linemen can suck as well. Your offensive line cannot be that bad. Like realistically, how can they be that bad? Okay. I mean, man, come on, bro. Like, you can put out 5 guys that should be able to block your twos. But see, this is the thing with Jackson State that you also have to account for. You don't know how great their defense is, right? So I have to keep it a buck. Come on, man. Y'all know how I get down. Listen, I got to keep it a buck. It's hard to evaluate Jackson State sometimes because their defensive line could just be that great. That's fair. That is a fair assessment. Their D-line could be just that great to make them boys look that bad. That is fair. I can say that. All right, because it's hard. They're really hard to evaluate sometimes because you got guys on the other side. We know Jackson State is they're a defense first team. Okay, so why would I not think that Katron Evans and Antoine Doyle and Aubrey Miller and them guys, they can get after the quarterback, they can get off to the ball. So for me to dismiss what the defense is, I can't all the way do that because of the simple fact that the offensive line is so bad. But at the end of the day, if the offensive line can't block the twos, I'm sorry. If your offensive line cannot block your twos and your threes, they are garbage. They are garbage, okay? Terrible. And the funny thing is, everybody Scotty, we got a new O-line. Oh, Scotty, we got a new O-line. Oh, Scotty, you see all them new O-linemen we got? Yo, they're not that good. I just want to make that very clear. And your center, he needs to go today. Whoever was snapping the ball, he needs to be in the portal tonight. That boy was bad. I mean, bad. He needs to be in the portal tonight. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. Like Dion said, you got a house there. Okay, he needs to get dropped off. Wherever that house is, he needs to get dropped off. Point blank. Period. All right, it's just that simple. All right, let me get back to these notes. All right, real quick, my notes. Wide receiver number 82, Studfield. I think that's his name. He probably is going to get cut. I like this kid. I think that he should be able to make a team in the SWAC or another FCS team. He showed flashes. He's competitive. He goes for it. I absolutely love this kid. Number 24 to me was the best running back of the bunch. I know Tyson didn't get that many opportunities, but I like 24. To me, he looked the best out of the bunch. Listen, Kevin Coleman is special. It's just that simple, okay? Kevin Coleman is special. It's just, you can't even, there's no ifs and buts about it. He is a problem. He had a couple drops, but other than that, he is special. Defensive wise, listen, man, Baron Hobson has great instincts. I think he's like Keontae Hampton 2.0. Like, he's not better than Keontae, but he has those same kind of characteristics that Keontae has, where you're not the biggest, you're not the fastest, but you just know how to read certain things. You know where to be at, where you're supposed to be. He cuts through very well, does that. I mean, he has great instincts. And the 2D lineman that stood out to me is number 97 and number 90. I think 90 might be Katron Evans. He popped off the screen to me, and 97 looked good as well. Now, let's talk about this young man, Travis Hunter. All right, let's talk about this young man, Travis Hunter. There's nothing I'm ever going to take away from Travis Hunter as a receiver. I want to be very clear. What you saw him do to Petty or whatever, that's who he is. I mean, he is a stud at wide receiver. Like, for real, he's that guy at receiver. Can't take. I don't give a damn who was underneath of him. He probably would have came down with that ball. He's that good. You know what I'm saying? You probably had to be 6'2", 6'3", or something. You had to be a big guy to make him give up that ball. I will give him all the credit in the world. The problem that I have is that he's going against the twos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have liked to see him challenge Shador. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would have liked to see him ones against ones to really see what he's been doing. Because if I'm being honest, if I'm being a whole buck, Shane Hooks has been giving that boy the business at practice. I just want to make that very clear. Shane Hooks has been giving Travis Hunter the business at practice. And I've heard that from numerous players. So, and they sent me a couple clips too. But I would have liked to see him gone against top receivers. Like, I would like to see him go one-on-one with Shador. One-on-one with Shane Hooks, one-on-one with some top guys. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. The first pick he got off of JP, that was a bad ball. He threw it to the inside. Travis Hunter turned and ran with him. Did he pick off Shador? He didn't pick off Shador. He picked off JP, and then he picked off the other white boy. He didn't pick off Shador. Because anytime Shador was on offense, he was playing receiver. Yes, versus Hooks. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. All right. So, but but at the end of the day, Travis Hunter is a special talent. He's special. I mean, he's not the number one guy. I mean, he's the number one guy for a reason. He is that special. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. He is that special. But I would have liked to see him go more against the ones and stuff like that. Because you saw a lot of ones versus twos and twos versus ones. I never really liked that type of stuff, but it is what it is. Quarterback situation. Shador looked like Celebration Bowl Shador. He was running for his life. It's just that simple. He was running for his life. He didn't look comfortable because of his offensive line. And listen, at the end of the day, Shador lives and dies with his offensive line. If he's protected, like Dion says all the time, if he's protected, he's a problem. If he's not protected, he's like any other quarterback, average. He's average. Now, he still has great pocket presence. He still can move, he's still mobile, still agile, but he looked like the Celebration Bowl Shador, in my personal opinion. JP is not it. Listen, these Bamas, 1, 2, 3, not it. Okay? Grayson, 1, 2, 3, not it. Like, these Bamas are not good backups. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I don't care if he came from USC. I don't give a damn what school he came from. Number 7 is not good, okay? Grayson, he damn sure is not good. So, them Bamas suck, okay? Both of them Bamas suck. I like 13. I really do like 13. The only thing I can't say, because he went against the threes. So, it's like, how much credit can I really give you? You know what I'm saying? So, but I like his moxie. I like how he, I just like what he was doing. But yeah, Grayson and 7, JP and them Bamas, they not good. They are not good. They need, man, listen. Woo, not good. Nah, his number was not 10. That's Peanut. And Peanut only got in for goal line. I'm talking about 13, the white boy. He's like a skinny, slender white boy. Talking about him. All right. Overall thoughts. Offense, C-, defense, C-, presentation, A-, and special teams, F. All right. So let me give you a overall of how I came up with these grades. Offense is what it was. If it wasn't Travis Hunter scoring, everything else looked lethargic. It looked bad. It looked out of sync. Defense looked average. It didn't look, I mean, the backups look bad. You know what I'm saying? Your backups look bad. Your defense didn't look as good as it's supposed to. It is what it is. Presentation, A-. And the reason I gave it an A-, one, I mean, it got to be an A because it's ESPN. You know what I'm saying? But you took the score down, like, for what? You had the score up. You took the score down. It was like, okay, are we doing a spring game or what are we doing here? So that for me, I'm like A-, like you had, okay. Then it was really sloppy in the beginning. Like people didn't know where they were going. You know, people didn't, it was just sloppy all the way around. Great presentation. I love the interaction they had with Coach Prime. I love that he was mic'd up. I love that the coaches were mic'd up. They were asking questions from Instagram. Really, really great engagement by Jackson State and ESPN. I thought that was super dope. I mean, they did something really really deep. That was dope. That was new. That was different. Kind of like a USFL type of feel to it. So I thought that was pretty dope. Special teams. Listen, bro. That Bama's name is the kicker, 35. His name is Misstack. It needs to be Mistake. Okay. His name is 35. It is spelled like this, Mistak. He needs to add an E after that. Listen, the biggest mistake at kicker in my life. The biggest mistake at kicker in my life. Get that boy out of here, okay? He needs to be gone tomorrow, okay? Misstack. No, mistake, my boy. You should not be playing kicker at nobody's... Dude, I don't give it. Listen, man, I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care if you play pool. I don't care if you play water polo, horse polo. I don't give a damn what you do. Get off the field. Get off. Doggone it, get off the field. This is some bull jive. Straight bull jump. Get off. Get off the field. Straight bull jump. Oh my God, man, that boy was bad, awful, God awful. All right, but. I'm gonna open the call lines up for a little bit. You know what it is. Once you hear the white girl, the white lady, the call lines are open. You can talk about your experience and what your thoughts was for the spring game review. Dang, I already got people up in there.
There is one other participant in the conference.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, this is Jimmy from Beaumont. What's going on, man?
What's goody? Talk to me.
Hey, so I'm a little behind on the live because I didn't think this was going on. I was rewinding the live to try to catch up. So forgive me if you already answered this question.
No,
so obviously, I caught a glimpse of the spring game, and I've seen what everybody else seen in the nation as it pertains to Jackson State offensive line. If you was on the coaching staff, or better yet, if you was the head coach, what would you do different?
I got to do some better evaluation. It's just that simple. I got to evaluate my offensive linemen better. Because you can't, this is what you can't keep saying to people. Oh, we got a whole new crop coming in. Because when it comes to offensive linemen, guys are going to go down. So you're going to have to depend on guys that you have in the room. You know what I'm saying? So we know there's going to be a lot of cutting going on after this spring game. That's coming. That's just no ifs and buts about it. We know cutting is coming. But at the same time, you just got to have some guys that you can depend on, that you can go get it. And to me, one, I didn't really see any leadership from the offensive line. And two, it just doesn't look like any continuity from the offensive line. And it's just a lot of just people doing their own thing and not really, not being able to win their matchups and stuff like that. Because listen, man, I seen a couple kids at D-line. They don't even got no moves, and they're literally just beating you with speed rushes. Like, not even anything fancy. Yeah. Like, they're not hitting you with the James Houston step out, cut back in. They're not doing I saw 33. He did do a spin move. It was pretty clean, but the guy blocked it up pretty nice. But I'm not even seeing anything exotic how they're beating you. A lot of guys are just beating you with power, like Katron, just beating Bamas with straight power. You know what I'm saying? Lifting them and pushing them back into the Shador's lap, pushing them back into the quarterback's lap. So they're just gonna have to do better evaluation when it comes to offensive linemen, flat out. Because if they don't get that fixed, then I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Nothing else. Nothing else really works. Nothing else really cares. But once again, this is the thing you have to. But you also have to take into note how good Jackson State defense is. You get what I'm saying? So I can't fully, like, to me, I'm thinking like this, right? If Jackson State has an A+ defense and maybe people in the SWAC have a B+ defense, well, that means the offensive line should be able to block them. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so there's some faction where I have to give them some leeway because they have to go against a very, very great defense, a very great defensive scheme. Even though it's simple, it's still great in how they execute it. So you got to give them some type of leeway. But from what I saw on the spring game, yeah, it was bad.
I understand giving them leeway, but at the same time, if you're going against these guys every day in practice, right?
Yeah.
And especially, you said it yourself, they're going against 2s and 3s. At some point, you should be getting better, right?
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be on national TV looking like an embarrassment or better yet, a turnstile. No quarterback is really having time to process plays or go through his progressions because he's constantly having a D lineman in his face. And we're talking about vanilla defenses. We're not even talking about exotic blitzes. We're not talking about packages. We're just talking about vanilla line up in front of your in front of your lineman and beat them. And that's what was happening. So if you start mixing in, blitz packages, then man, that can get pretty interesting. So to me, that's the difference. And that's not the only difference. Obviously, there's some coaching as well. But before you can start putting Jackson State in the conversation of the upper echelon FCS schools, you're going to have to fix the offensive line. You're going to have to fix the continuity. You're going to have to fix the recruiting. You're just going to overall, you're going to have to address the trenches, because if you don't, you can cancel Christmas talking about you're the best in the FCS.
Yeah. Okay. So let me say something. I'm gonna let you go after this, right? The problem with this is the issue with the style that they want to run. The air raid style takes time. That's the only, like, if they were a West Coast style offense, you only need guys to block for 2-3 seconds max. But when you're talking about an air raid style offense where you're waiting for routes to come open, you're waiting for deep ends to come open, when you're waiting for mesh routes to go to second windows, that stuff takes time, which allows defensive D ends, D tackles to have opportunities at your quarterback. That's the only thing that worries me when it comes to what you're showing on film and what you're trying to run, because they want to throw the ball down the field. That's going to happen. Shane Hooks, Travis Hunter, Quay, whoever they have down there, they want to throw the ball down the field. The issue is when you're trying to do that, it takes time for development. Now, unless you're doing one catch and throw fades, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need much time for that. But if you're talking about long developing routes, sail concepts, deep ends, deep cuts, 15-yard comeback, that stuff takes time to develop, and you need blocking for that. So that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? And once again, if Jackson State doesn't become multidimensional, which means runs the ball, then teams are just going to sell out on the pass. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to sell out. So it is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Good stuff. Thanks for taking my call.
No, anytime. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hey, what's up, caller? You live. Talk to me.
What's good, Scotty?
What's up?
This Cortez. I'm in Jackson.
Talk to me.
My take from the game, I ain't really see nothing just spectacular this evening. Like, it was the number 12 show. I will say that. Like, cause I told my homie, I said, well, goddamn, they got 2 number 12s, a blue team and a white team. Nah, that's the boy. I said, okay, well, he doing things. But tonight, it just felt like it was a big ass trial. Like even with the kicker, I said, well, damn, is that the same kicker from last season? Like, shit, we still missing. Well, all we know is the boy from UAPB that was supposed to come with us, he's gonna be the top scorer. It's looking like the transfer portal. Man, it's like we're gonna do the hokey pokey with our toes in and shit. But I I ain't really just see nothing just crazy. So like how y'all was saying, like the defense might have been just that great, but the O line's like Scotty, how tall you is?
6'1".
I'm like 6'1", 6'1 3/4" too. I'm like, them boys don't look that big to me. And I'm like, and, you know, I had to put my glasses on. I ain't been to a game in like 2 years. I'm like, well, shit, where the big boys at? You know, so I ain't know if it was the second line team, second line defense versus the first line offense. I ain't know what they was doing. I ain't see the scoreboard. You know, I ain't just trying to down my school, but it's like, damn, shit. I don't understand what's going on, but that boy, he looked good. 12, he looked good in the blue and the white. But other than that,
no, that's facts.
Hey, look, it's gonna be. I predict it's about to be real promising though. Like it was a lot of pageantry. I'm like, damn. We got live interviews and grandmama's asking him about himself. I'm like, baby, he didn't got them toes chopped off last season. Ask about Silo. Ask about anything else. But like, man, look, you got the mic. It was a lot going on. Gotta be like, I was waiting on your show, but I'm gonna let somebody else call in and see what it was boring. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little boring. And me being a bandhead, I'm like, man, I don't even want to hear these bands play. I'm just kind of trying to see these boys play.
That's real.
But we gonna see it. We gonna see. We gonna get another SWAC championship, and that's how it's gonna happen.
You still going undefeated?
I believe so, because it's like, it's gonna be rough. I still want you to do a story on Free Our Brows. That's what I wanted to say last night when you went on the show. I'm like, hell, we need to make them t-shirts for our brows. But they say Alabama State. They say Alabama State got that new quarterback, but like I ain't really seeing no motion. Like hell, we got a good quarterback too, but shit, we had a fucked up ass offensive line. But we just so happen to have the most wigglies damn quarterback in the SWAC. And he's slow. Mm-hmm. So, you know, ain't no telling how you gonna move. And no one give him some traction. Man, I'm really looking forward to that Bethune game though. Jalen Jones ain't gonna do it. I don't think he's gonna do it.
Okay, so
it's gonna be
but no, go ahead. Hey, appreciate the call though, Cortez. Appreciate the call.
Go ahead. I'm gonna get back on the other phone.
No problem. Hey, so listen, this is you gotta keep it all in perspective, right? You can't, like, anybody who jumps on here, even myself, right? We didn't know what Jackson State looked like last fall because we never got to see a spring scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? So they could have looked just as bad and just as uncoordinated, and then boom, the fall comes, and then they run the table. So it's kind of hard. We don't have anything to compare it to. Like if we saw them at last spring, you're like, man, y'all look real crisp, y'all look real sharp, blase, and you had something to compare it to now they look sloppy, they look disconjointed. Then you're like, okay, y'all look a little different. But we don't even have that to compare it to. So we're literally just going off of what we see for the spring and what it is. Now, I can tell you right now, it's hard to replace 3 bona fide starters. Houston, Jackson, Miller. It is hard to replace those guys. Keontae Hampton. It is hard to replace those guys. Like, I don't think people truly understand how hard it is to replace starters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
You said what?
I said you lied. Talk to me.
All right, man. To all the doubters that's out there talking about Jackson State, I need y'all to eat a dick. Don't say that our motherfucking quarterback is slow. Did you see what the hell we did last season? And you talking about the spring scrimmage game? Man. Of course, nigga, we don't want to injure our players.
Yeah.
So the two motherfuckers who's just on the phone, please shut your damn mouth. Y'all don't know football. Yeah. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Don't know a damn thing.
I'm trying.
Don't speak about Jackson State. Don't speak about us no more.
No, and I can't let go. He's trying to hold on. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I didn't know if he was being emotional or not. Okay, so this is my thing. The reason I can talk about your team is because, the same quarterback you're talking about, I think he lost the Celebration Bowl. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, they lost the Celebration Bowl.
Okay.
Them boys,
So,
they was geek.
Yeah.
They was geek.
Oh, yeah. So, okay.
Them boys ain't been in
yeah.
Atlanta to play no shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But any given Sunday, they still whip their ass.
Oh, yeah, you're right, but you lost.
Saturday. It's too all champion.
And I can't let go. I'm trying to hold on. That boy is emotional. Got to love it, man. Got to love it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Scotty.
What's up?
What's going on with you, man?
What's goody?
Man, I'm calling in from Jackson, man. Jackson, Mississippi.
Talk to me.
Can you call the Detroit Lions and tell them motherfuckers to come down there and get Jackson State? Cause that's what they looking like. Play straight like goddamn Detroit Lions, man. That shit looked awful, bro. I want to barely listen. But that shit looked so horrible, man. My grandma can go out there and play that shit. but I'm a true fan though. I'm gonna say this, guy. Once we get everything down packed, cut some motherfuckers and and put the right pieces in. I think we
hold on. Say that again. You said you gonna cut some off.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut some motherfuckers, man. Yeah, you got to, got it. It's only right.
Oh, that was funny. That boy said, we're gonna cut some off. You gotta let them go. Got to trim the fat.
Yeah, man. For real. But look, Scotty, I say once we get everything together, I can see, us going undefeated.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
I'm gonna tell you like this though. If they ass don't come and play, they gonna lose the Celebration Bowl. I'm calling it right now.
Damn, you already
if they gonna play like this. They gonna lose the Celebration Bowl.
Listen. I feel like you saying that honestly to me puts down the whole SWAC, because if they can play like that, what we saw today, and win the SWAC championship, listen, I'm calling out every other coach in the SWAC. Do you hear me? Because that is just pure. That's nonsense. There's no way y'all can look. If Jackson State looks that bad, or listen, we're not saying they're going to look that bad, but I'm just saying if they look that bad, right, and they can go undefeated in the SWAC, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but appreciate it, Scott.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate the call, man. That was funny. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Boy, they need a lot of help in the O-line.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is, April?
Yeah.
And they got into Memorial Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm impressed is, obviously Deion's a defensive coach, and I expect his defense to be A1 like it was last year. I just think he evaluates that side better,
Facts.
But I do have a question though, because I remember last year you always talked about the secondary, how they didn't really get any turnovers till the end of the year. They had a couple against Alcorn, a couple against Texas Southern towards the end of the year. What coach do you think that'll try Nugget or Travis?
Dooley.
What quarterback?
Dooley and Southern.
Do you think?
Dooley and Southern.
Do you think? Because I know you said Travis' ball skills are just elite.
They top notch.
You try him once. I don't know what's worse. You got Nugget. I don't know if Nugget has the ball skills.
He
Travis does.
He does.
He'll knock it down. You know what I'm saying? You won't complete it, or you throwing it Travis way and Travis picking it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
okay. Hold on. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. When you're playing corners like that, right? You don't want to do. You have to find tendencies of what they don't do well, right? So just letting a receiver turn and run with Travis, that's not your best bet. Unless your guy is a straight burner, like I'm talking about 4.2, 4.3 type speed. That's the only time I would do a fade route directly on Travis Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we just gonna do a fade route. I would have to catch him double moves, you know what I'm saying? Back shoulder type stuff. Like what you don't want him to do is you don't want him to see the ball. Cause if he sees the ball, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's so great because he turns into a really, really good receiver. You know what I'm saying? So what you saw him do on that corner is what he would do to any ball that comes his way if he can see it. You know what I'm saying? So and you saw both of those picks, he running and he's turning. And once he sees it, it's pretty much his. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. So you got to hit him with double moves, maybe a bigger guy than him who's 6'5", 6'6". You know, you gotta try Travis in different levels, maybe like on a deep, like an in cut, stuff like that. You just can't have him. You just don't throw a fade on Travis Hunter and think that your quarterback and your receiver are that much better than him, that he's not gonna do well with that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work. If I'm being honest, the thing I would do the most at Travis, I'm being 100% with you, is I would actually, if he's in press man, you can't do it. But if he's an off man, I would actually throw smoke screens. I would make him tackle. Like I would, you got to tackle. Yeah, you got to tackle. Like, I'm running screens at him. You're going to have to show me you can tackle because, you know, I think he's a finesse corner. I don't think he wants to tackle. So you have to show me that you want to tackle. So, yeah.
Now, I just figured because, I mean, I remember in the spring, Akil tried Dejan like once. He was like, I'm not barking up that tree again. But, you know, he didn't really pick him off. The thing is, you know, and even in the NFL, there's a lot of elite corners that you don't want to throw at. The elite are the ones that take it away. You know, that's why I figure I asked what coach you think is going to try either one of them. But see, you gotta outside some way.
Yeah, you do, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? There's always, listen, man, you can always make a matchup. That's all football is making matchups, right? Now you can live
bad matchups.
Yeah, you can live in the slot. You know what I'm saying? You can live in the slot. I'll take Cam on a wide receiver any day of the week. He can't cover very well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take you know what I'm saying? Like, now, if Travis is playing safety, see, I think Travis Hunter should play safety. I think if he plays safety, that's just like you're really not doing nothing deep on him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's playing like a center fielder. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, man, yeah, he taking everything away over the top. But you know, if Cam comes down and he tries to guard my slot receiver or my tight end, that's an athletic tight end. Oh yeah, I'm abusing that matchup all day long. Like he can't stop that. You know what I'm saying? So you can always find the right matchup. But when it comes with Jackson State is, will you have the time? That's always been the issue with Jackson. When you're playing a Jackson State defense, it's will you have the time to throw the ball? And listen, man, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Not having James Houston is probably the best thing the SWAC has ever seen in their life because he was just he was just that dominant, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would take him over Isaiah Land any day of the week. Any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? So it's just those matchups. But hey, man, appreciate the call though, Dre.
I appreciate it.
Hey, man. Hey, what's up, Smash?
So it's just those matchups, but hey, man, appreciate the
Man, for that last caller, he acting like somebody scared to throw the ball their way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had his hat. You said Dooley. I ain't even thinking Dooley for I'm thinking, and I'm gonna go at his head, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make him tackle because he gonna be a finesse corner, and you absolutely right. I wouldn't even have him at corner. I'm putting him at safety.
Man,
he my last bet. He did look like the best athlete on the field fucking down there today. You know what I'm saying? Him and fucking Shador had a whole pity pat party. You know what I'm saying? So like, I really think he's the truth. But like you said, I wish I could have seen him against them damn ones. Another thing is, I don't know why people act in delusion. This spring game was garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a spring game? You know what I'm saying? Get out that damn field and see everybody in the comments trying to go ham. Like, okay, they got time to recover. And that James Houston comments you made, boy, I said that as soon as, like, you know, for like the last game, taking James Houston away gave the whole SWAC a break. If they don't find some hitters like that, no, forever.
Nah, you're right.
We can say it now. You know what I'm saying? We whacking that shit. If they don't find some hitters like that,
it's a wrap.
I've never seen, besides Southern game, and I don't count Celebration Bowl because Celebration Bowl was very weird. The Southern game, I seen Jackson State tuck their tail. They celebrated our game better than the fucking SWAC championship when they won that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't find some hitters on that defense, if you take J State defense away and depend on that offense, it's gonna be a long night. So they gotta find some hitters for that damn defense because Nugget and Travis ain't gonna be able to do it by itself. I don't think so. With D-line, they're gonna be straight, but if you got a team that can rotate with a nice offensive line, it's gonna be a long game for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate the call, Smash.
Gotcha.
Man. Listen, guys, once again, if you don't like nothing being said on this channel, you know what you can do. You can
If I make you feel some type of way,
you can leave. Like, listen, not everybody likes country music, okay? You can you don't even have to be on the channel. There's 478 of y'all. 300 of y'all probably are not liking anything I'm saying right now. You can leave at any time. Like anytime. So you don't have to cry in the comments. You don't have to cry, on Twitter. Oh my God, Scotty is so mean to us. Oh my God, why is he so? Y'all can just leave. That doesn't even make sense. Y'all just do it to yourselves. It don't make no sense. I don't get y'all. I really don't. I don't understand it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's Coach D, man. I'm excited for your show, brother. I'm calling from Florida.
Thank you, sir.
T. Hunter, man. T. Hunter, he originally from Florida, out of Delray Beach, but he moved to the state of Georgia. And just wanted to touch brief about you guys saying about the Warrens and all these things here. First of all, those guys are not on the same side, so it's been divided. So that team is going to be better than what you saw in the spring, because you can't make everything be on one side. It got to be even. It's got to be even on both sides of the ball. So Coach Prime is doing a great job, him and his staff, and guys who understand the game that is football is more than about the X and O's and things like that. It's about having the mentality, understanding the field play. So with T. Hunter, man, he's a different guy. He can do a lot of things as a corner. He can play man. He can play off man. He can play up in here. He just have that itch. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's a great press man corner, but that's just my personal opinion. I think he's an outstanding off man corner. I think if he can see the ball coming his way, I think he's great. I've watched some of his tape. When he gets in trouble is where he gets behind guys. He starts pulling, he grabs, he holds, he starts pulling on shoulder pads and things like that. And he's done it in 7-on-7s. He's done it in real games. To me, I think his best attribute is where he can just play off, kind of like a Marcus Peters. He can gamble. He can see the ball, play through the ball. Because if he sees the ball, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have a strong receiver with strong hands to just take the ball away from Travis Hunter if he can see the ball. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, and what I'm trying to say, I want a corner that can play man off. I don't want a corner that I always got to press, because and you got to understand, for the next level, those scouts going to look at what can you do off man, like playing press. That's good in some days, but you got to understand he's a true freshman. He's getting taught by the best, the wizard, Coach Prime himself. And he's going to elevate his game even more. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes time and patience. And that's one thing about, and not just Travis, the other kid, Nugget. We're talking about Isaiah Bolden. These guys have phenomenal secondary. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be coached well. And these guys are being coachable. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I'm trying to say about T. Hunter. Man, he's an elite ball player, and people talking about these, the A&M. Let's start with A first. People trying to go to B too fast. Let's stay at A. Coach Prime biggest thing is trying to get the old line together, and that's his big concern. And it's going to get there. It's called about scheme. And when they understand their identity of what they want to do, hey, Jack State going to be one of the top teams in this rack, man. It's no brainer.
So I think and even yourself, I think you guys have a hard time of hearing. Nobody's saying that he can't grow. I've never said that while I've been doing this channel. I didn't say he couldn't grow.
Not you.
Yeah, I'm
just saying.
I have never said that. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I'm talking about as of right now, this is what I see him as. So for me, and even if you're going scheme coach, right? If you're going a certain type of scheme, you have to get certain type of players to fit your scheme, right? So if you know you're trying to go with the air raid style offense, well, you need linemen that can move because they're gonna have to move, they're gonna have to shuffle their feet, they're gonna have to because you're going to have to do a lot of pass blocking. That's just what it is. You can't have overly big guys when you're trying to hold the ball for 4 or 5 seconds because they only can hold up for so long when you're going against speed rushers. That just is what it is. So if you're trying to get a 6'2", 300 guy that can't move and he gets beat by a D tackle up the front, then you're looking stupid, especially when you're doing air raid style schemes. They take a long time to come together. Mesh routes, ends, digs, goes, fades, like that stuff takes time. To me, they need to have a timing pass style offense where you don't have to ask a lot from your offensive lineman. It's chop. You either take a couple steps, you chop block, or you cut block, you take a couple steps, the ball's coming out with Shador, you know what I'm saying, pump and goes, those type of situations to where you really are trying to get the ball in the playmaker's hands, let him do what he does and let them get up the field. But if you want to play with this big style offense, you got to have the offensive line to back it up, and we'll see going into the season if they can find that.
I mean, in what you're saying, like I said, I hear what you're saying, but people don't understand what the air raid is. They thinking it's also a deep concept. It's not actually a deep concept offense. It's not always that. It's quick game for air raid. It's a catch and go type thing. And these guys just sometimes just being lazy on their feet. That's it. They're not a bad offensive line. Like, trust me, they're not.
Sir, the air raid is not all. Most of the air raid schemes of meshing, you have like the concepts are easy to read. They're usually a two side concept or a half side concept. Oh yeah, I see this. You can go top to bottom to top, depending on how they coach you to read it. But a lot of it is not catch and throw unless you're doing a dump down, because it's either you see it. Okay, I have my read. The safety drops. Okay, I'm reading to the linebacker. The linebacker's where he's supposed to be. They're going zone. Okay, I'm gonna dump it off to the running back. But most of what air raid is not a quick game style. Now, if you're doing a kind of like a Art Browse style, where it's like I think it's called a power spread or something like that, where you run the ball a lot and you also throw the ball a lot, then okay, maybe. But strictly air raid, Mike Leach style offense is not a quick game offense.
Al Mummy, the one invented the air raid. Hal Mummy, the one invented it. I'm not talking
about Hal Mummy. The guy coming from Bart Belloloni came from the Mike Leach tree. Now, he could have revamped a lot of what Hal Mummy did, but Mike Leach style offense and what Brett Bartoloni came from, he played at Washington State with Mike Leach, came to Mike Leach at Ole Miss, and now he's with him. So the style I'm going by is what Mike Leach does. Not what Hal Mummy does, with Mike Leach does with his style.
That's what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying to you, we're both talking the same language. Mike Leach learned this from Al Mummy. This is what I'm trying to say. It just got different type of players now.
Okay. I got you. I get you.
You know what I'm saying? We're both talking the same thing. Mummy the one coached up Al. Mummy the one coached up Leach of learning the air raid offense. And this guy that you're talking about that came in from that played on Mike Leach, you're absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can tell you have knowledge of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you know about these type of things. So, and that's fine. And that's what I'm talking about. Some guys get on here, man, and don't speak football.
No, I got you. Hey, man, because I got a lot of people on the call lines. Appreciate the call, though.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, if you're a member and you're calling in, all right, if you're a member and calling in, please put your last 4, all right? I don't want to miss a member calling in. So if you're a member calling in, put your last 4 digits in the chat, all right? I do not want to miss you guys, all right? I want to get some guys I haven't seen before. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
How you doing, Scotty, man? I've just watched the game myself, man, and just understand that, you know, they got a brand new offense coordinator, and they've been practicing for maybe, 20 practices or so? So obviously the defense is going to be ahead of the offense, man. I just think, once they're able to get back into summer camp or fall camp, man, and when they get everybody in who is supposed to be in, like the boy Big Country and it's a few of them, Jackson State is going to be something else, man. But I do agree that the offensive line needs help, but that's just time. And once they get that together,
how much time? I mean, since it's time, tell me how much time.
Man, I can say week 2, week 3. Once they get into it, to who's really gonna play, and they get reps are together, they'll be fine, because I definitely see that the offensive line they have better athletes. They're bigger and they're a little better athletes, but they're just not sure, not of what they're doing, but timing isn't there. Plus,
whoa! You think I'm gonna let you say that? Timing
defensively, they would.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. You said timing isn't there. What timing for offensive linemen? What are you talking about? Explain that to me.
Timing's everything for offensive linemen.
Explain that.
Being able to work as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like plus in that air raid, everything's timing. Plus defensively, I think the only thing that I saw that they made a mistake on is that the defense was blitzing almost every play. You know what I'm saying? So with a brand new offensive line and then having
stop. Just stop talking. Sir, Jackson State.
What's up?
Is a blitz first team. They blitzed all last year. They send 5, 6, 7-man blitzes. If you don't think that stuff happens,
we're talking spring ball, bro.
Sir,
we're trying to get better, right?
Sir, listen to what you're saying. If you don't think that they don't deal with picking up blitzes all the time during practice, you're bugging. You're bugging.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in order for that offensive line to get better, they got to be able to block 5 on 5 first. Now, for them to have like the first live competition, and then they have to deal with blocking more than they have to block. Like they were bringing 5, 6. You know what I mean? I mean, it was tough. Sir,
listen. As an offensive lineman, it's two styles of this, right? Let me help you understand this, right? It's either the quarterback calls the protection or the center calls the protection, right? So as the center, I'm still talking. So if the center is calling, it all depends on how it goes down. So if it's Shador's job to set the protection by pointing out the linebacker and then setting the line up, then that's on him. And then the line has to communicate. And even Blue said this last season. Even if you have to point to where you're supposed to go, that's called communication. If the center is the same thing, if he points to linebacker, then it's communication. So you're not supposed to have all these issues when it comes to communication, because it's supposed to be relayed throughout the offensive line. Now, if you got guys that just can't block, that's something totally different. I saw lack of communication and side guys that can't block.
It's not about not being able to block.
I saw guys that couldn't block. They couldn't block Bama's in a phone booth. Shut up. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Able to block.
Yes, Carlton Gumble calling. first of all, how is your internship going so far at your university? You doing okay so far, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, actually, I'm curious about your classes going on so far. I see that you're interning in nutsack defending, and that was one of the calls that just called in for you. Is that doing okay so far, sir?
Man, I'm not dealing with you, man. There's a lot of people on the call line. You better get to your point. Come on, man.
Okay, the point is, I hope your school is going so well this year, and you take care. That's all I got.
Oh, come on, JB, stupid, man. That boy is stupid. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hold on, let me come up. Right now.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Script? This is your protege, 3-5, man. How you doing?
What's good, man? Talk to me.
Listen, I don't know what that cat was talking about, but I seen Mike Leach offense. I'm a state guy. I'm a Mississippi State guy, and yeah, that offensive line sucked, dude. You can't have that offensive line. You can't have that offensive line blocking. I mean, you gonna run. I mean, Coach, he said it in the game. You gotta. You know, he needs an offensive line. He gonna have to fire somebody. I mean, you gonna like, look at Coach. I brought in these new guys. You know, like you said, come down to coaching. You don't need 5 months to get your playbook. You should know the plays. Now, like you said, if the guy can't block, damn it, he can't block.
Whoa. I gotta disagree with you. On that one. Like when you're bringing you're bringing a new offensive coordinator in, it does take time. That just is what it is. Now, what takes time is how he teaches his system, right? So you have coaches who have an easy system to pick up. You know what I'm saying? And then you have guys that, then you have like offensive coordinators that have really complex stuff. So it actually depends on how, you know what I'm saying, like how he gets his stuff across, how he teaches the offense and things like that. And can they be picked up pretty quickly, because that's how offensive coordinators are. So you can't say a certain time that people are supposed to know the offense or not know the offense. You get what I'm saying? Depending on what they're learning and what they're putting in place. But go ahead.
Yeah, and that's true, man. That does make sense. But like you said, was there any other player that stood out to you? I liked it, Kevin Coleman on that kickoff return. I mean, the boy, he hit a second gear like quick.
Yeah, that boy.
And I know he had a couple drop balls, but I mean, that boy is gonna have somebody's head scratching ball head like mine. Like my kids got my head scratching ball.
Man, listen.
I mean, that boy is gonna be a problem.
That kid.
He's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he's special. Yeah, I can't take nothing away from him. That kid, he's gonna be trouble for anybody in the slot, kickoff return. You know what I'm saying? And the only difference between him and Coleman, that I like Coleman returning kicks a little bit more than Bowden. I think Bowden is probably faster than him, top speed wise. But Bowden doesn't have hips. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever watch Bowden, like he bounces off stuff and keeps running, but he don't really like boom bop nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just he's a track guy. Right. Like if he gets a hole, he's gonna be gone. But hey man, I got a lot of people on the call line. I appreciate the call though.
All right, appreciate it, Scott.
Hey, what's up, babe? Talk to me. Babe.
Hey, babe.
What's up? Talk to me.
So I was summoned in the chat. So, hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Just a little brief commercial break. Go ahead and get those likes up for me while I'm here. I want to say again, thank you to everybody that has continued to send their condolences and support. I definitely appreciate it. You'll see my face in one of the streams this week. We have big news coming because the scripts are moving to Atlanta this week. So I'll be doing an official announcement for our housewarming that we would like to do virtual. Don't worry, ladies, I have an Amazon list. So, God loves a generous giver, and I am like my Heavenly Father. So we have that coming up. I'm not there to navigate the chat, pop my head in. all that fun stuff. But Miss Gwen, shout out to Miss Gwen, she said, "Hey, girl, these likes is looking a little raggedy." And I just feel like, for the new people, because I saw we had over 400 people on the stream. So if you're new to Offscript Nation, welcome. We are glad to have you. I'm sure somewhere on this journey, me, Scotty, the boss man, will say something that may agitate you and get on your nerves. However, it's a big family reunion, and you can just log off and come back on another day. The next day, he'll probably inspire you. Trust me, it'll be fine. I don't know if I am missing any. Oh, yeah. And if you guys did not tithe at church, that's why we serve a God of second chances. You can tithe to the, what is it, the United Negro Fund.
The United Negro Fund, yes.
Which one? What is it there?
Yeah, it's the United Negro Fund.
Yeah, the United Negro Fund. And I'm going to just add and then some, because we're going to have the script crew as well. And they are like their father, so they like to do things. So go ahead and, just, if you didn't tithe in church, you can feel free to just give, a little something to the Offscript Church of Non-Denomination Christ and Holiness on Martin Luther King Avenue, where we have the pastor, my wonderful, wonderful man, Pastor Scotty, with presiding Bishop Stephen Campbell and the associate deacon, who's that nigga on that mag, aka Blake, there, that will gladly welcome you. And I cannot forget about the one and only Deacon Yogi. He's one of a kind. So I don't know if my fellow members are there in the chat, but they'd have those likes increased.
What's up?
Have the lights gone up?
I can't see them either. So yeah, I'm gonna hope that they are. I'm gonna keep going because I'm trying to get up out of
I
here.
hope they are. Okay, well, I will call back
All right,
if
babe.
they have not. So.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
Peace. All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's good, Scotty? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. What's your name? Where you come from?
My name Kai, bro. I'm a Jackson State student, bro.
You went to the game?
Yeah, bro. I went to the game, and let me tell you something, bro.
What's up?
All right, so one, it was a caller way back, like early in your show. And nigga, well, I can curse, right?
Yeah, you good.
Nigga came in hostile as fuck. He sounded like an old head alum. Bro, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, it's like they did not play that good, bro. I compare this. Only reason why I know you about to look crazy, but like I kind of compare this to like the Celebration Bowl. But wait, let me tell you how. Because of the energy. Okay, because of the energy, bro.
That's
because
good.
when I went to the Celebration Bowl as well,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as they came out the tunnel, I had whispered to my girl, and I was like, bro, something don't feel right. They energy off.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when they came out today, I said the same thing. I was like, bro, they energy off. Like from the old line. Dion had already came out and said that like both of the starters at the old line was injured. He already said that, so I was like, all right, bro, that's out the window. But I just don't think they were prepared, and like I don't think people on TV saw it. But like I guess it was halftime. But do you know what? I'm just want to make sure. Number 3, that's Kevin Coleman, right?
Yeah.
At halftime, Shador was showing Kevin Coleman a route. Like he had messed up on the play,
Mm-hmm.
and Shador was like giving him pointers on like when to turn, when to look for the ball and everything. It's just like the offense was kind of a little bit everywhere. It wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there was really, what's the word, confident of the new play style that they have with the new OC.
Okay.
And the old dude before, they talking about something, we don't want our players to get injured, this and that. I don't even think y'all saw it on TV. Travis Hunter was limping off the field at one point. So him saying like we don't want our players to get injured, it was already too late for that. But that's all I was going to say.
It's football. No,
like,
it's football.
You said what?
I said it's football. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going full speed, you won't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how football is.
Yeah, just like, yeah, that's just all, bro.
No, you good, man. Appreciate it, man. I hope to hear from you from the season.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. No problem. Peace. Hey, what's up, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hello?
Hello? You live? Talk to me. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're live. Talk to me.
Oh, okay. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. You sound like Marquise.
Okay.
Is Marquise?
Yeah. Nah. I'm calling from Mississippi. I got two statements I want to make.
What's your name?
And then I'm gonna just hang.
What's your name?
My name Tony.
Okay, go ahead, Tony.
Okay. I'm calling from Mississippi. I got two statements I want to make, and then I'm gonna just hang up and get your take. So the first statement. Okay. I was scrolling through your Insta snap earlier today, about 2 hours ago, give or take, about 2 hours ago. You post this on your Insta snap. This word for word, you know, on your Insta snap about 2 hours ago, you said there will be no JSU spring game review on this channel. Please go elsewhere. Thank you. You know, these your word, right? You posted that 2 hours ago, right?
Correct.
Okay. But ironically, here we are 2 hours later, you know what I'm saying? And you speaking about JSU. So that's the first thing I got to get out my chest. I want to hear you speak about why did you post it, and 2 hours later, you know, you double down on what you said. So that's the first thing. The second thing I got to say is I know you got a partnership with HBCU Game Day. I actually I downloaded the app and everything. You know, I didn't even know about it, but until I heard it from you. But earlier in the year, you know, you came and did a whole big thing with the court and everything. I watched the episode. It was pretty good, pretty funny actually, and it was pretty good. And but you got on Ashley Robinson, JSU AD, and Deion Sanders, JSU head coach, about they didn't really do their due diligence, you know what I'm saying, and doing things the proper way with trying to opt out the contract. But your counterparts, including you, since you doing business with them, y'all didn't do y'all due diligence as well either. You feel me? So because now y'all got a big thing, y'all didn't even get in contact with the sweat commissioner. Y'all just got in contact with the sweat schools instead of going to the head honcho, the sweat commissioner. So I want you to speak on those two things, you know. Yeah, that y'all didn't really handle y'all business on it. And like I say, also, and you also said you were gonna be at the JSU spring game. You was at all the other spring games. So I didn't know the Deion Sanders didn't give you a VIP pass like the head coach at Alabama A&M, Coach Minor.
I never.
Cause I know you probably got a head VIP pass at those other school, but these are a little different in J-Town. So I don't know. You got in your feeling and you posted on your info snap. I really don't know what it was, but maybe you got in your feeling. But hey, I know this how you get your majority of your views. So you double down on what you said. You said you weren't gonna never do a review, but here we are. Ironically, 2 hours later, you doing a whole review because you already know.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me. You gotta love Jackson State people. You can't write jokes this good. Boy, listen. Oh man, okay. First of all, man, listen. If reading was that hard, I wouldn't tell anybody to do it. If reading was that hard, I wouldn't tell anybody to do it. I would just tell you, listen, man, go to Braille, go to sign language, do anything. do anything other than read. He had to be he had to be the guy in class. They'd be like, hey, Tony, you want to read? Can I read, teacher? No. Tony, can you read the first line? J S U spring. Nigga, spring. JSU spring game. Damn. Can we move on? But let me answer his questions though. All right. Let me answer his questions. His questions is this, right? You're absolutely right, Tony. I did put on my Insta Snap. I didn't know. Anybody got an Insta Snap? I ain't have an Insta Snap. But anyway, I went. You're right. I did put on my Insta Snap that I wasn't going to do anything and I was going to move on. And I told you in the beginning, when I first started this, I said, hey, anybody who's seeing this right now should give thanks to Mama Body, because Mama Body is the person that she's like, no, Scotty, you need to go live. I want to hear you, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go live because Mama Body asked me. I said that in the beginning of this, so maybe you missed it, but it's okay if you missed it. The second thing with the SWAC office, like I think I addressed all that in the video, but you know what I'm saying? It's not on, Tony, it's not on HBC League Pass. It's not on them to conduct that conversation with the SWAC. That's not on them. So I don't know why you're asking a third party company to do what the schools are supposed to do. The schools are in contract with the SWAC. The school signs the contract with the SWAC. Let me say that again. The school signs the contract to the SWAC, not the third party. All right. So that's like Jackson State telling Under Armour to negotiate with the commissioner so they can. That's not how that works. Okay. That's not how that works. So try that again. So turn it on. Just turn the focus back on the school, not on the third party company. But thank you for calling. I appreciate it. All right. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Talk to me.
I'm still laughing, bro. Hold on. Let me turn on the TV too. Real quick. If I'm put it together. All right. The O-line, wow. The funniest thing that happened to me was when Deion was in the middle of that interview with the girl toward the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He started yelling at the lineman, like, he's killing you. And he keep killing them. And then he turned right back around to the reporter and said, yeah, we're bringing in some more O-linemen. I was like, damn, somebody just lose their scholarship
off the rip. Off the rip.
But, that just goes to show you that, what he sees in practice is what showed up in that spring game.
Mm-hmm.
But, with that O-line, they're going to be in trouble this year. They're going to be in trouble. Because bringing in new people don't mean they're going to have good continuity, especially in the beginning of the season.
That's facts.
So,
but listen, this is the only thing that I can speak well to about what they're doing is when you're, and people even said in the comments, when you're going against a Jackson State style defense, it should be getting you better. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be able, because you're not going to see, I don't want to say you're not going to see, but you're probably the scheme that they run or whatever, is heavy blitz, is heavy stuff. So if any offensive line should be well communicated, it should be a Jackson State offensive line because of the style of defense that they play. You see what I'm saying? If you do not communicate, you're not going to pick it up. It's just not, it's not realistic. So they should be well communicated above all else. You can deal with like a lack of power, a lack of strength. Some of those things are okay. Let's hit or miss. But the lack of communication, that's inexcusable for me. That's the thing that's inexcusable for me. But go ahead.
That part. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And that boy Coleman, he's the truth.
Man, I'm telling you.
He's the truth.
I'm telling you, he's going to be a problem.
He is different. Now, I'm going to say this, and it might not be a popular thing to say, but I really truly believe that Travis Hunter needs to pick a side of the ball. And if he chooses defense, corner ain't it. I say that because any wide receiver with feet is going to give him a problem. A 6'4" wide receiver that does fade routes, he's going to eat them up all day. He's gonna eat them up all day. You 6'4", 6'5", and jump, he's going to eat you up all day. But if you a router, you don't have to be faster than Travis Hunter to beat Travis Hunter. But
that's
if
fair.
you put him within 5 yards of somebody on his own team, Coleman, I'm just going to stick with. If you put him within 5 yards of Coleman's going boop, bop, bop, hit him with a dead leg, hit him with a look off, and he's going to either have to grab them or he's going to get roasted on a route.
That's fair. You know, I go ahead, finish. I'm sorry, B. Go ahead, finish.
Because it's one thing to be shifty on offense. It's another thing to have the eye discipline and feet discipline on defense to cover somebody, to react to what they're doing without giving yourself up. I believe that shifty wide receivers will make his knees slap together, and that's why he's not a corner. That makes him a safety. I think he could lock down a tight end. Wouldn't have a chance in hell against Travis Hunter.
Let me say this. I'm say
that today.
Yeah, but I somewhat agree with you. But see, I think the only way you win that matchup with Travis is like, you know, do it like you. I don't know if you saw in the game, they did like a drag route, you know, like a crossing route, like way across the field, and Cam came over and made the tackle. You know, I think he was wide open. You have to do something like this, like it's like a mesh. If you catch him in man to man and you have to make him go through, you know, like let's say they do like a wheel route or, you know, maybe like a deep drag. So you're taking the outside guy and you bringing him all the way across like a deep shallow cross or something like that. I think you might catch him on something like that. But, you know, I would like to see him go up against a really quick guy. But see, the tough thing about those is if I'm Travis Hunter, you don't scare me because you're smaller than me. So I know, you know what I'm saying? Like the only way you can beat me is if you're faster than me. You get what I'm saying? So like, there's going to be an area.
Do you think he could cover? He's way faster than Newman from last year, but I don't think he could cover Newman.
Okay, so yeah, but he's not. But he won't ever play Newman won't ever be on the outside. Okay, I'll give you a good example. Let's keep it a whole apples to apples. Xavier Smith plays on the outside. You have Travis, right? This is the thing. If I'm Travis Hunter, I don't care if you go deep on me. You're not big as me. You know, like if you go now, if you can outrun me, then maybe. But that takes a perfect pass. You get what I'm saying? That takes a damn good pass to make it work on Travis Hunter because of his size. So what benefits Xavier is his route running. So he might catch him on a dig or in. But when this is the thing, when you do stuff like this with smaller guys, you can't miss. If you miss,
no.
It's a wrap because Hunter got it. You know, like that's the stuff when you have smaller guys. When you have a bigger guy do a deep end, he can protect you. He got a bigger range. You know, he can block the DB away from him. But if Xavier hits a deep end and whatever, Rashawn McKay or Musa, if they're high, if they're behind, if any of those things are bad, it's a pick going the other way. You see what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff you got to deal with. But we have to see it when it happens. We have to see it when it happens.
Boy from A&M last year, I'm trying to pick somebody who I know can route. Your boy, I think his last name was like Hilaire.
Oh, Hilaire. Yeah, Hilaire. Yeah. The guy who went to Bowling Green. Yeah.
Boop, bop, bop.
If I'm being honest, my better matchup is Abdul. Because Abdul is he's a gritty receiver, right? Hilaire is a speedster, like real fluid. But I would like to see Abdul and Travis go head to head. I think that would be outstanding because of the style. Abdul is not a burner, but he is a very tough. He makes tough catches. You know, he's a rough guy. He's tough to bring down. So I would like to see that type of physicality go against a Travis Hunter style player. I think that would be a dope concept. But once again, you know what I'm saying? Travis Hunter is not scared by his size because they both the same size. So it's nothing about, you know what I'm saying? So it's certain things you like those deep fades on Travis have to be damn near perfect. And that's what you're and Dion and Dennis Thurman, that's what they're doing. They just want to make these quarterbacks make tough throws, and they don't believe that they can. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But hey, man, appreciate the call, Bobby.
Right on.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Scotty, what's going on?
What's goody? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Juice, man. Calling from Jackson, Mississippi.
Talk to me.
You know what? I shouldn't have said that. I meant to just say Juice.
Go ahead.
And I just Jacksonians, please stop telling people y'all from Jackson when you call in. Just when Scotty say what's your name when you calling from, just say Mike and make up some shit. It's Mike from New Mexico or some shit. Cause I'm pretty certain my man was running his finger across the screen while he was reading, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna say this. I mean this.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That man was following that little dot across there trying to make up the shit you said. But anyway.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This OJ anyway, but I texted you from the game and I told you about that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Early, before Prime had a chance. I saw it early in the game. But anyway, I see a lot of people making excuses, as we do from Jackson. I told you about that a long time ago. We make excuses from Jackson. That's just what we do. But there was more problems than I seen just that offensive line. Defense, I saw some stuff on defense I wasn't crazy about. The defense, probably, if in my opinion, the defense seemed like it should have just picked right back up where it left off. We got to fill in some other positions and stuff like that. But the base itself as a whole, you would think we would be farther along than Donald Turley. Lord, let me come down your road real quick. Man, hey, no, sir. No, sir. Dumpster juice. You ever seen the garbage truck on a rainy day make that turn and that water run out the edge? Donald Turley. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. I'm still in it. I'm telling you right now. I'm still in it.
I hate to say it. It's my team, but we have our fans, man. We sitting in the stadium watching the same game. I hear 2 or 3 people. Oh, this offensive line is terrible. People on my right shoulder. Oh, they look pretty good. Motherfucker, where? So hey, we supposedly got new linemen coming in and all that. We need them. We're just gonna see what happens, man, and go from here. But from now, just keep that in mind. People from Jackson, when you call in, Scotty hit you. Hey, what's your name? Where you calling from? This is Jerry from Dallas, and start talking. Just skip right over it. Don't say shit at all. Just say your name and keep talking. Have a good one, man.
Oh, man, you stupid. Hey, appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Oh, man, that boy said, you know, when the garbage truck is driving, he said, and it turns the corner and it just, the juice be falling off the back. He said, that is Donald Turley. Wow. Wow, that was, whoo. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, what's goody? Talk to me.
It's me, Angie Buddy.
What's up, Miss Buddy? What's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on here. I know you didn't want to do it, but I just wanted to thank you. I really like hearing your opinions about all the schools. And I know some other schools don't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my Spanish word of the day for the JSU fans. It's calmate. That means calm down. Can we say that together?
Calmate. Get my Spanish game up. Let's get it.
But I just want to say thank you. And this is the only time you're going to let me talk on here because you won't let me come on with you and Kofi.
Yeah, nah. You know, Mr. Body, he don't like you being attacked. So, you know, we got to keep you in protection. You know, I got to protect you. You know what I'm saying? So, but you good in the comments though. You knew you good in the comments though. You always good in the comments.
Oh, but you know, just like you talk about Andrew, and we always take it with a grain of salt because I have to go back and we think about what you say and say, you know, sometimes Scotty's right. You know, sometimes we got to work on this. And, you know, Jackson State does have that new OC, and it's, like you said, it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to that.
Facts.
New programming and drills that he has those young men doing. So, you know, it'll take time, and that's all we have is time. So people just be patient. This is not the Federal Union of football. It's just football.
Facts. And listen, we only can call it like we see it. You know what I'm saying? We only can talk about something that we see. So it is what it is. But thank you for the call, Miss Body. I tried to tell them, didn't think I'd be out here lying, but you did text me and you was like,
I did.
Yeah, you did. I
put you on the spot.
You did. So listen, it's all love over here. So I was like, damn, man, Miss Body told me I gotta go lie. So I was like, I'm gonna do it for you, Miss Body. That's all. That's all you.
Yes, and just you have honest opinions, and if people don't agree, then they don't agree. I don't agree with everything everybody says, but hey, I just listen and move on.
Facts. All right, appreciate the call, Miss Body.
You have a tell a killer. We're praying for her and her family, and we're praying for y'all as you move to Atlanta.
Oh, thank you so much, and I'll text you after I get off.
Okay.
All right, no problem.
Good night.
Good night. I told y'all. I ain't got a lot of y'all. I do not have to lie to y'all, man. I don't think, why do people think I be lying out here lying? I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. I had no intentions of doing this show whatsoever because I knew everything I was getting in the comments, it was going to happen. Listen, this is the thing. I tried to show y'all. This is what you get from Jackson State fans. This is what you get. I'm hating even when I don't say anything. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I said, hey, I'm not doing a show. That's some hating shit, Scotty. Really? I'm hating because I don't want to say anything. I get on here, I say my opinion of what I saw. Oh, Scotty, you're hating. Oh, Scotty, you're hating. Oh, Scotty, you're hating. Man, y'all Bama's is the most backward ass fan bases I've ever heard in my life. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Talk to me.
Cool, man. This is Wes from Georgia, man. Hopefully I don't sound too repetitive, man. I ain't here to comment because I'm going to hold for a minute, man. But, man, I saw the parts of the scrimmage today, man. And, of course, I'm going to state the obvious, man. That offensive line, bro, is terrible. And the part that concerned me about the offensive line is, Prime keep talking about he got guys coming in. And you know as well as I do, man, they're going to have to build some sort of continuity, not just necessarily this year, but he's not going to be able to hang his hat on just getting big-time offensive linemen off of the portal every year because offensive linemen come a dime a dozen. They just not fighting and scratching regardless of all the pub that the SWAC get.
That's real.
They're not going to be fighting and scratching, man, to come block in the SWAC, man. That's one of the very few positions, even when you start talking about going to the next level, that they're just not going to chance it with the SWAC because those scouts, man, are not going to take a chance on offensive linemen protecting their quarterbacks, man. That's a big investment in the league. That's my first point.
That's real.
My second point is they got a new system, so that's also going to play a factor, with them having a new offensive coordinator. But the biggest point that I want to bring up, I don't know if anybody touched on it. I don't think people realize how big of a factor Houston was in their defense last year.
Hey, man, listen, take your time when you're saying this. Take your time when you're saying this because people don't understand.
All right, this kid what he did, man, he's also a dime of a dozen athlete. And they actually had to move him now. If you keep in mind, they actually had to move him to that position in order for him to be effective. I think it's because of Aubrey Miller. They wanted to put him on the field being that he was an actual transfer. He could have played middle linebacker too. I think he could have been just as good. But the fact that they put him at end, he saved. I know everybody harped and they scratched and they go, hoopla about their defense, how good they were. And their defense was one of the better defenses in the SWAC. They were the best defense in the SWAC. But he was the best player in the SWAC. He was dominant enough, man, to make a little bit above average defense a great defense. So the fact that they put this Hunter kid at corner, he's a good athlete. He's a great athlete. He's an athlete that can play corner. I personally think that they need to put him on the offensive side of the ball and leave him over there. He's a wide receiver. But I know when they were sitting at the recruiting table, I'm sure Dion had to tell him that he's going to play some defense. So I know he's going to play defense. So I personally think that if they keep him at corner, he's going to get exposed drastically because they're not going to have a Houston at end that's going to take some of that pressure, not only off of him, but that secondary as a whole. Because in that Celebration Bowl, man, when they chip Houston and they slow him down, they open up the floodgates on their ass. And their defensive coordinator did not make enough adjustments, man, to keep them in the game. So while while Hunter is a great athlete, he's going to be affected. I really think that he is, because he's just a good athlete. I think he's the offensive guy. But I don't think people realize how good of an athlete that Houston kid was, man. And that is going to force the defensive side of that ball to have to coach. And they're going to have to do a whole lot better coaching than what they did this past year, especially in that Celebration Bowl. Because I know people say it's just one game, but that Celebration Bowl told it all, because they made zero adjustments. The same shit that they were doing in the first half, the same shit that they did in the second half. They made zero adjustments, and that says something about a staff as a whole. So what they did with Houston to expose that defense, he's going to be hard to replace, man. So they're going to have to get that offensive line in order, because they're not going to be able to hang their hat on that defense, because while Jackson State got good this year, all these other teams, preferably Alabama A&M being one and FAMU being two, are coming for their head. So they got, in my opinion, I think they got just as good, if not better, than Jackson State as far as the portal is concerned. So they're going to have to coach that thing up down there in Jackson, man, if they're going to make some noise. But right now, you know, we never know. Like I said, this is all a speculation. But right now, I can see Jackson State possibly losing 2 games, bro.
Okay, so I want to give people. I'm talking to you, but I'm kind of talking indirectly because I'm seeing some of the comments.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen, so when he's saying expose, he's not saying like Travis Hunter is bad. But I don't care how good of a corner you are, you can't cover forever. That's what he's saying. He's saying that the time that last year that quarterbacks didn't have to throw the ball, you know, they might have the time this year with the D-line that you have, because James Houston isn't on that side of the ball. Antoine Owens isn't on that side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So now you're having a lot more times, supposedly, we're going to hypothetically, you know, because we don't know.
That's right.
But that's how impactful James Houston was, is he took that time from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. And what he's meaning by exposing is just saying that no corner can cover forever. That's the best thing. The best friend of a corner is a D-line. That's just what it is. That's right. They're paired together. You know what I'm saying? Secondary and D-line. That's what it is. So that's what he's saying when he says expose. So he's not saying that Travis Hunter is not good and he's not talented. We're not saying that. He's just saying what I just said. So and I think,
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to break that down for people who think you're just saying Travis Hunter is bad, which you're not saying that.
No. And I'm glad you cleared that up. And the other point that I want to make with Travis Hunter is, even if they can't fill that gap with Houston, even if Travis Hunter come in and he's everything that they thought he would be, when you run man-to-man the way that Jackson State run man-to-man, I don't give a shit how good you are. Scotty, you know just as well as I am, the best are going to get their ass beat.
Yeah. If you have time.
But the fact that Houston is not dead right, that's what I'm saying. Even, you know what I mean, if you do it enough, you're going to get beat. But the fact that Houston was so effective, I mean, I don't think that people realize how effective that kid was for the team. I mean, because the defense held them down until the offense got their timing. And I just see that being an issue for Jackson State. They're going to always be able to recruit, you know, all the other positions. But that offensive line, man, you're just not going to be able to you're not even going to be able to just steal power. 4 or 5 star offensive linemen, just because of the risk. When you start talking about going to the next level, they just not pulling guys out of the SWAC, because it's so hard to evaluate offensive linemen. Like, you can dominate like Houston did and get a chance. You can lock down on the corners and play dominant at the linebacker position. But that offensive line position, people are not lining up, even in the portal, to come to the SWAC, man, because the evaluation is so crucial because of the investment that they have in their quarterback. So even if he gets some guys out of the portal, he's still going to have the same issue. He's going to have to figure out a way to be able to recruit and create some continuity, because a good offensive line typically are together at least a year.
Yeah.
And he's just going to have that issue. So on top of him having a new offense coordinator and offensive line issues, period, he's really going to have to make sure that he fill that void on the defensive side of the ball, especially that Houston kid, to even get him some time, because these other teams are hitting that portal and they're getting good. But I can see Jackson losing 2 this year.
All right, man. Appreciate the call.
I can see him losing 2 this year. All right, bro. Take care.
No problem. All right, so I'm going to try to wrap up what he said so everybody, you know, can kind of get what he's saying. And you have to, at some point in time, Jackson State people, you have to take the emotions out of what he's saying. You have to get the message, right? So what he's saying when it comes to offensive linemen is true. Think about that. If you think about the guys that have been drafted high from the SWAC offensive linemen, a lot of them came in with no stars. The dude who just got signed by the Miami Dolphins, who went to UAPB, was it Alabama State? I don't know. It was UAPB. Him, He came in with no stars. Titus Howard had a whole thing. He had a whole thread about how he started with no stars and was the backup, and he worked his way up and got into a position to where he became a draft pick. Jatari Carter, you know, he wasn't a high valued guy. So you got to understand, like Teron Armstead, thank you so much. So you have to understand a lot of the players that come into the SWAC offensive line wise are guys that have been groomed over years to become what they are, because you don't see a lot of old linemen, you know, leave their junior year. You know what I'm saying? You see guys 4 or 5 years in a system and they grow and they become really good at what they do and they work on their craft and get better and better and better. So the problem, what he's saying is the continuity, one, is you're losing that because you're always bringing in, you know, new offensive linemen. And it's a twofold factor to that. One, it's the same thing Deion told James Houston on the thing. He said, if you were that guy, you wouldn't be here. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. Let's not act like Deion Sanders. Let's not act like your God, Deion Sanders, did not say that. Okay, your worship, the person you be worshiping, he said that. Okay, so I just want to make that very clear. I didn't say that. He said that. Go back and watch episode 3 of season 2, and you'll see the clip where he tells James Houston, if you were that guy, you wouldn't be here. Not by me, by your God. Okay, so my thing is this. When you're talking about people going to the transfer portal, you have to take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? You got to see, like, okay, if he was really that good, would he have stayed? Maybe he didn't get a real opportunity. There's favoritism. There's all type of things that come into play. So just because you get a guy doesn't mean he is a guy. And just because you get a guy doesn't mean he's not the guy. So you have to look on both sides of the fence, and me just focusing on one side or the other is not fair, because it's true. He could not be a guy and he could be a guy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I just want to be very clear when it comes to SWAC offensive linemen, a lot of those guys are groomed. All right. A lot of those guys come in low ranked guys, 2-star, 1-star guys, 3-star guys, and they grow in a system, and then they become what you see junior and senior year. And now you're like, man, those guys are really good. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. O-linemen are one of the toughest positions to evaluate. A lot of people don't understand that position and what it takes to be good. Thank you, Blue. All right. So it's just those things when it comes to offensive linemen. You have to be cognizant that just because the guy is 6'6", 300 does not make him good. And just because a guy is 6'2", 270 doesn't mean he's not good. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to offensive linemen, a lot of, for real, you want a smart, if nothing else, you want smart guys, okay? If nothing else, you want some smart offensive linemen, because at least they know who to block. And Blue, if you can call in and just kind of give us a breakdown on some offensive linemen of how they should be looked at, and, you know, your time playing offensive linemen and stuff like that, I would really appreciate it. But let's not act like, you know, you don't want a smart offensive lineman. You do, because they communicate, they know where they're supposed to block, they know what they're supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? And things like that. Let me see if my boy Blue gonna call in. If he doesn't, then I'm gonna probably get up out of here. And also, let me say this, man. For all the Jackson State fans on here, listen, you're talking about people keeping the same energy. Y'all Bamas don't even keep the same energy. Miss me with that shit, man. Where were all y'all call-ins when you lost the Celebration Bowl? None of y'all Bamas called in when you lost the Celebration Bowl. Okay? So miss me with all that. Talking about, oh, keep the same energy. Mark, I can call all you. KJ, you didn't call in. All right, when you lost the Celebration Bowl, I'll call all you Bamas out. Parrish, you didn't call in when you lost the Celebration Bowl. JB, you didn't call in when you lost the Celebration Bowl. This guy definitely didn't call in. He's still in school, so I know he didn't call in. Who else didn't call in? A lot of you Bamas didn't call in when you lost the Celebration Bowl. So miss me with that keep the same energy shit, because y'all don't even keep the same energy. All right, when it's all going well for y'all more than happy calling to the show. When you lose, then you be looking stupid, and then you be talking about, I tried to call in, Scotty, but my phone got lost. Oh, your phone got lost. So how you in the chat though? Your phone got lost. Okay, make that make sense. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Blue? Talk to me,
man. So yeah, I mean, for me, man, like, yes, they were missing some pieces. I know Zach Bro wasn't playing. I messaged him on IG to like make sure, and he was completely out. And they were missing, I think, one other player. I don't remember the kid's name, but for me, it's not even that. It's not the perfection that anyone's looking for. And for me, like, I have a really good source at Jackson State who used to play O-line, went to the league, and he's connected to Jackson State. And I've been talking to him all spring about the practices, man. And he told me that he just still doesn't see the aggressiveness, man. And, you know, when you look at O-line play, a lot of people judge it off the wrong thing. So if like, let's say the D tackle has a big game, they'll just automatically blame, you know, the guard in that one. But if you go back and look at the film, it could be because the center's not doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's going to make the other players look bad because he's doing the wrong thing. And, you know, looking back, like when I was playing, so like I was playing at Baker High School, 7A football in Alabama. And me and the 5 O-linemen that I ended up finishing out in high school with, and we, like, 4 of us played together since like the 7th grade. And so over the years, like the kid who played next to me, his name was Kyler Thompson. Dude, I knew what that dude, like what snap count that dude was going to breathe on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I played with him that much. And so for me, I even said it on the commitment video I did today for Jackson State. If you don't have consistency and continuity on the offensive line, man, that's the biggest thing I think Jackson State's missing, because those players don't know that they don't know what it's like to play as a unit, play with each other, because they've only been playing with each other for what, 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on, you know, who came in and with injuries and all that. And so for me, man, it's really tough to know what Jackson State's going to bring, because yes, I really like Zach Bro and what he brings to the offense, man. I've told you this, I've had him on my show, but because he's not at practice, man, is that chemistry going to be there? He's going to have it with Evan Henry, but is he going to have it with the rest of the with everybody else? And man, he plays center, which is the most important spot on the O line, because he's got to get everyone else in tune. But and I see the comments all night, man. I've just kind of been watching. Yes, it's just practice, and that's why no one's making any broad generalizations about what Jackson is going to be. But for me, I still didn't see execution. I still didn't see communication. I still didn't see technique. I still didn't see aggressiveness. And regardless if it's practice or not, man, how you practice is how you play. And for me, I don't see it clicking right now. And they have a long time to get it right. But looking at it on film, I don't see the it factor with the O-line. And hopefully when they start getting pieces back, it can work. But for me, they have a long way to go in terms of continuity. And so I think they need to find some guys with some eligibility, because having guys there for 1 year or just 2 years and having so much, like change up front, that's tough. That's tough to deal with, man. Even the top programs in the country have problems dealing with that. When you look at Alabama losing 4 starters, they struggle for the first few weeks and until that O-line starts gelling. And so for me, they just need to get some guys in the program that can be consistent, that the O-line coach can develop, and that they can play together for a long time, man. And so for me, that's what's missing for Jackson State's O-line, because they have the individual talent. They just don't have the unit chemistry and the unit gelling the way you want a good O-line to play.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, man, Blue, as always, man, the boy wonder.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Hey, no, appreciate the breakdown, Blue. All right, last caller. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, no, appreciate the breakdown.
Hello, Scotty. A little Offscript here. I surely want your comment on this, too.
Talk to me.
Why do they keep bringing the same 2 black commentators do the black games? They sound like they dull. They don't talk about the game. You couldn't even enjoy the game. They're talking about everything except the game. They seem to be 20 years behind as far as what's going on the field, and it made it kind of a situation where you want to be high, where you want to get up for the game, and the game is saying one thing and they're saying something else. What do you think?
First of all, you're not going to disrespect Tiffany Green like that on my channel. That's just not going to happen. That's just not, that's just not going to happen. Okay. Now, you might have a problem with Jay Walker. And okay, so Jay is. I think they're dynamic.
Jay Walker.
Okay. What I think their dynamic is to make you not like somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody loves Tiffany and everybody like doesn't like Jay because of some of his takes or whatever. But that's the whole gimmick. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the whole stick of it, how they get down. So I don't really take too much of it. And if I'm being honest, I think he's a little. I think sometimes he gets a little Homer-ish when it comes to Jackson State. Like I think he kind of favors them a little too much, but he does give good insight. You know, like I can't fake. Like when he talks about quarterback play, he does give good insight. But you're not gonna talk about Tiffany Green on my channel like that, though. But I appreciate the call, though. I love me some Tiffany Green. We will not be taking Tiffany. We would not have Tiffany Green slander on here. That will, no, we will never have that. So that's a goodbye to you, sir. And I say good day to you. All right. But listen, guys, overall, man, if you came in here late, I'm gonna give you my overall. This was my overall of the game. Offense C-, defense C-, presentation A-, special teams fat F. Okay, fat F. I am closing down the call lines right now. Is what it is. So this is what I'm gonna say. Nobody is saying that Jackson State is going to lose every game. Nobody's not saying they won't have a winning record. Nobody's saying like relax, bro. Like y'all Bamas is so. And that's the exact reason why I did not want to do this show, because you Bamas are so in your feelings. Oh my God, Scotty, make them call in. Oh my God, Scotty, keep that same energy in December. Oh my God, Scotty, they won't. Half of you Bamas don't even call in anyway. So shut the hell up, okay? Live in the chat, do what y'all do, but watch my shoes, okay? Then half you Bamas in here, you don't even like me, but you still watching me. And I tell you all the time, at any point, you can always.
If I make you feel some type of way.
Nobody forces you to come on here. Nobody forces you to come on here. Nobody twists your arm to watch me for 2 hours. Okay, man, you guys are some suckers. All right, but at the end of the day, man, your spring game was trash. For y'all had a public presentation of trash. That's y'all got on ESPN. Oh my God, we're on ESPN. Mama, we made it. You were trash. It was trash. Like, I mean, it was the Travis Hunter show carried by trash. Like that's literally what it was. It was Travis Hunter and then trash. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all want to put on ESPNU, by all means, put that on ESPNU. Hey, you know, first national televised, first HBCU national spring game that was televised, and it was trash. Garbage, okay? Hot garbage. So anyway, that's just my personal opinion. But listen, until next time, Monday, I'm going to have a Monday show. I have a morning show. And we're going to talk about, I'll probably bring back this. There's no point to bring this up no more. So we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on in the SWAC on the morning show. You know how I do. Make sure you like the channel. Make sure Scotty lock in our bet. I got Outlaw's number and Reese, you in my drink. So 1K. So that's what we're doing. 1K. All right. So 1K that, what is it 1K? Is it 1K that A&M beats? What happened with Neely? What did Neely do? Is it 1K that A&M beats Jackson State? 500. Oh, 500 if we lose 3 games. Okay, that's fair. Okay, I can remember that. Hey, Reese, text that to me and Outlaw text that to me because y'all both got my numbers. So text it to me. All right, text it to me. Again, let me see. What did Neely do? That's what I'm saying. What did? Hey Ryan, you late, bro? You late to the party. You gotta find somebody else to make that bet with. All right. So my thing is this. All right, I got you, Reese. I got your text message, Reach. Can we listen? I have been advised not to talk about the pregame show. So that's easy money 3. Yeah, what did Neely do? But I was advised not to talk about the pregame show. They were getting. I heard through the grapevine they was getting a little emotional. Listen, man. When I be coming for people, I be coming for people. When I be coming for people, let me see. Scroll up. What did Neely do? Yeah, we could have been more prepared. Again, know your rights. Entertaining spring games ain't for you or me. It's to see what we got to do to spank y'all ass in the fall. Okay, congratulations. It'll be getting the offensive lineman. She said it's time to go. Shout out Susan. Who said something? Oh, time to go. All right, babe. Time to go. All right, my bad. Okay, I'm leaving. Thank you, Ty. Where you been at, man? Long time no see. All right. But anyway, till next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.